After another dominant display in the Champions League, Arne Slot could not ask for any more going into our next Premier League fixture. However, there has been a shock twist heading into the game against Ipswich. We will discuss this in today's video. Not only that, but we will also go over all of the latest Liverpool news from the last 24 hours. But first, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel and join our fast-growing community. Arne Slot gives telling new answer to Tsimikas or Robertson in left-back debate. With the status of Liverpool's first-choice left-back one of the biggest topics among fans this season, Arne Slot has suggested there is no longer a number one. Andy Robertson had been Liverpool's starting left-back for 6.5 seasons heading into the current campaign, but the balance has shifted under Slot, with the Scotland captain not performing to the same levels this time out, as well as playing with ongoing injuries at times. There has been more of an emphasis on rotation in the role. That has seen Kostas Tsimikas given more starting opportunities, particularly of late, and with Robertson proving more error-prone this season, many supporters have backed the Greek to take over as first choice. Asked whether the decision to rotate was purely a case of managing Robertson's workload or due to Tsimikas' performance levels, Slot gave a telling answer. "I think both," he told reporters on Friday, suggesting he no longer saw a drop-off between his two left-backs. If Kostas was on a completely different level than Robbo, then it would not be smart to rotate in that position or manage the load, because then you drop so far in quality that it could be a risk. "I don't know what Kostas' situation was last season. I know that he didn't play a lot, but I don't know which level he was at. But from the moment I came in our tour of the United States, he did really well. So he's proved that he can play in the left fullback position as well. Since we've got now two good options in my opinion, you indeed see that we are managing loads and rotate in that position quite a bit. It should perhaps come as no surprise given the performances from both Robertson and Tsimikas this season, but Slot's comments certainly indicate a power shift. Whether the number 21 takes over as the predominant starter in the second half of the campaign remains to be seen, with it worth stressing that Robertson, 1,852, has still played considerably more minutes so far than his alternate, 999. But with less stability now with the Scot than in previous seasons under Jurgen Klopp, it is clearly a situation that will need addressing. The likelihood is that Liverpool do so in the transfer market, with a signing to be expected in the summer as the club weigh up a number of options, including Bournemouth's Milos Kerkez. Now into the main story, a shock twist has emerged after Curtis Jones' injury is confirmed as Arne Slot reveals doubt for at least 3 games. Curtis Jones is ruled out against Ipswich and considered a doubt for the trips to PSV Eindhoven and Bournemouth, with Arne Slot confirming a new injury. Jones was forced off at half-time in the 2-1 win over Lille in midweek, though the extent of his issue was unknown at the time. While the specifics of the midfielder's injury remain unclear, Slot has now confirmed his number 17 will be absent for the visit of Ipswich on Saturday at the very least. As he spoke to journalists in his pre-match press conference on Friday, the head coach also cast doubt on the upcoming clashes with PSV, January 29th, and Bournemouth, February 1st. He went out during half-time, so that's usually not a good sign, he explained. And it wasn't because he will not be available for the game tomorrow. The rest we have to wait and see how long it's going to take. I'm not expecting months, but let's see if he's available for PSV or Bournemouth. This latest injury comes at a frustrating point for Jones, who has broken into Slot's regular rotation of midfielders, but remains in competition with Dominik Szoboszlai, and with Harvey Elliott starting to prove his worth in recent weeks as he lays a claim to the number 10 role, any absence for Jones could see him lose momentum. Slot is likely to start with a trio of Szoboszlai, Ryan Gravenberch, and Alexis McAllister against Ipswich, though the Dutchman will be conscious of the need for rotation, with Wataru Endo another option along with Elliott. What are your thoughts on this? With lots of competition in the midfield for places, Jones's injury could see him lose momentum and have his game time decreased when he returns if one of our other players were to step up in the next few games and show Slot their value to the team. Before we get into the next story, if you are enjoying today's video, please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Liverpool content. Thank you, let's get back into the video. In other news, Arne Slot has dropped hints about his future plans for the club's midfield, suggesting that a few youngsters could soon be making their way into the senior team. Slot's comments underscore the stiff competition that Harvey Elliott, despite his promising potential, faces in trying to secure a regular spot in Liverpool's midfield. Liverpool's academy has long been renowned for nurturing talent, both by developing local players and recruiting youngsters from other clubs. Harvey Elliott falls into the latter category, having joined the club from Fulham as a 16-year-old in 2019. Though young, Elliott has been integrated into the first team setup early on, and for the most part has remained a key figure over the last 5.5 years. Now 21, Elliott has demonstrated remarkable professionalism, despite being given limited minutes under Slot this season. However, his recent performances, notably scoring the winning goal against Lille, have reignited discussions about his future role in the team. During his pre-Ipswich press conference, Slot was asked what Elliott needed to do to increase his chances of earning more starting opportunities. The Dutch manager responded directly, "Keep bringing performances in like he did, and keep working as hard on the training ground as he's doing as well." However, as has been the case throughout discussions about Elliott's position, Slot was quick to point out the intense competition Elliott faces for a midfield spot, not only in the present, but also with emerging talents. Slot mentioned that there are a few youngsters coming through the ranks, which adds another layer of competition. "I always say to the players, it's not only about you, it's also about the competition you are in," Slot explained. In his situation, he's in competition with 5 very good midfielders that you know, and there are a few youngsters coming through that are very talented as well, but they are not close to playing time yet. Slot then named the current midfielders vying for spots: Wataru Endo, Ryan Gravenberch, Curtis Jones, Alexis McAllister, and Dominic Szoboszlai, while also including Elliott himself in the mix. Elliott will need to continue delivering consistent performances to challenge these established midfielders, but Slot's mention of young talent indicates that competition may become even tougher in the near future. One of the most promising youngsters is Trey Nyoni, 17, who has been making waves within the academy setup. Additionally, there are hopes for James McConnell, 20, who could eventually establish himself as a reliable option for the first team. Slot's comments might suggest that Tyler Morton, 22, who has expressed the desire to leave in search of regular first-team football, may not be in the manager's long-term plans. Morton has yet to solidify a place in the senior squad, and his future at Liverpool appears uncertain. Another player to keep an eye on is Stefan Bajcetic, 20, currently on loan at Red Bull Salzburg. Bajcetic is expected to return to the first team in the summer, where he may add further depth to the midfield. Below him, the likes of Kieran Morrison, 18, Kyle Kelly, 19, Alvin Ayman, 17, and Ollie O'Connor, 16, are developing their skills and could emerge as future contenders. Slot emphasised that these younger players are not close to playing time yet, so any speculation about them breaking into the first team soon is premature. Nonetheless, Slot's consideration of academy talent highlights his forward-thinking approach to Liverpool's squad development, and it is clear that the club's future midfield will involve a blend of seasoned professionals and upcoming prospects. What are your thoughts on Slot's comments? This interview clearly highlights the promising prospects coming through our academy and suggests a bright future in the Liverpool midfield with lots of competition. Let me know what you think down below. But that is all for today's video. I hope you did enjoy, and if you did, please make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more Liverpool content. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.